Ooh, spooky. Tis the season. Welcome to the PatCave, a podcast where we talk all about superheroes, pop culture, nostalgic movie and TVs that we grew up with.
Do that again. How many TVs we got around here?
Okay. Nostalgic movie and TV shows. Nostalgic TV show. You know what? Regardless, all of them.
All that
Today
shit.
we are joined by a special guest, Austin Bear, which is a good friend of ours. He has a really cool Yu-Gi-Oh channel that I know he is. Wait, tell us a little bit more, Austin. You're a nationally ranked Yu-Gi-Oh player?
I've been to the national championship a few times. Nationally ranked is a bold title to put on it, but I've competed in the national championship. But I've been collecting for over 20 years. The channel's called Barely Yu-Gi-Oh. By all means, check it out. But I travel around the country competing in tournaments, and it's always been a lifelong passion. And, a lot of kids got rid of their cards and garage sales or shoe boxes or whatever. And
I still got mine.
Yep, I never did. I never got rid of them, and I've always held on to them. So.
Was that you, Booty?
I just sold mine recently.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
well, that's okay.
I know.
Well, we've been talking about a while for getting you on here, not just talk of Yu-Gi-Oh, but also a little bit of horror.
Yes.
I'm talking, it's spooky season. So we got October. Yeah. We watched a really creepy one today.
Ooh,
and creepy is maybe an understatement.
I think that the creepiest part about this movie is Steve Guttenberg.
Steve Guttenberg.
I'm on to you,
creep.
Steve.
So we watched Tower of Terror based off the Disney Park theme ride.
You know what, Pat? That's exactly right. The only reason that this movie exists is because Disney needed a story about that horrible, horrible ride.
I honestly thought it was a great ride. I've been on it multiple times. We'll get to that, though.
Okay.
Have either of you guys seen this movie? Austin?
This was my first time.
Okay. And initial thoughts?
It was fun. It was definitely fun. I think that the over-eccentric acting definitely made it very enjoyable, but it was also whack.
In a bad way.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, it was bad fun to get.
Yes,
I mean,
exactly.
the easiest way to put.
And Booty?
This one, I understand why it's not on Disney Plus. I kind of understand why they left this one off the list and they just didn't want to go down that path. There's a lot to explain that remains unexplained.
Yes, and we will get to those mysteries soon. But let's talk about more scary movies growing up. I could not do it. I saw one still haunts me to this day, Frighteners with Michael J. Fox. It's not really a well-known one, but my dad thought I was old enough to see it, and Nightmares Forever. So I stay away from horror films, a lot of them. Are you guys fans?
I like the jump scares. I don't like the blood and gore. Yeah.
Austin?
Yeah, I'm going to take the whole mic on this. I am a horror fanatic. My dad put me on scary movies when I was younger, but I saw Jaws when I was on a swim team, and so that movie horrendously messed me up as a kid. I loved the Saw series growing up. The first scary movie I saw as a little kid was Halloween, and there was a scene whenever he was chasing a woman through the house, and ever since then I've been hooked on him.
You're hooked, okay.
Like the OG Halloween or the Rob Zombie remake?
That one, so the Rob Zombie one's actually, so I got to meet Rob Zombie back in the day, so a huge fan of Rob Zombie, with Alice Cooper. So while we're on the whole topic of Halloween, I actually have a picture of Alice Cooper choking me. So no
you can
kidding.
send us that. We
Yeah,
can post it
please,
right here.
Here it is. It's
We'll
right
get that
there.
up on it. But the Rob Zombie remakes are great, but the House of a Thousand Corpses and the Devil Rejects films, I remember watching those as a little kid, and that's when I think of Rob Zombie. That's when I get
Devil's
hooked on.
Rejects, I crossed it off my list of I'm never going to see that horrible movie again because all in my head is the Chinese, We're going to cut all of this.
I have no idea what you guys are
and you'll never know. You'll never know.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the extent of my I would avoid horror films like the plague. I would sit myself up to in my hoodie to avoid.
I'm typically, if I'm ever flipping through the channels and there's a horror movie, I have no problem.
Watch it. Okay.
Yeah, Strangers would be my favorite because it's based on I like true stories.
Okay.
So if it's a true story horror,
you
I'm
watch
in.
a lot. You watch the podcast. I mean, a lot of murder mystery stuff and
I do.
unsolved mysteries. Now, do you keep up on the horror movies? Do you go still watch them, or are you more of the classics?
So a little bit of both. I will be very transparent. I'm very harsh on new movies, so it's very hard for me to find a horror movie nowadays that I can say I'm really, really into.
You gotta see Trap.
No,
he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
In terms of recent ones, I mean, the popular ones definitely were enjoyable. I would say there was cosmic horror wise. I mean, I really like the Alien movies that have come out recently. That's a little bit more of the sci-fi horror genre, but I do really appreciate sci-fi horror as well. In terms of just like darker ones, well, I guess Annihilation would be another huge one as well that came out within like the last, I don't know, X amount of years, but that was on Netflix.
That's Alien Annihilation.
It was a little bit more cosmic, not necessarily as jump scary per se, but that one again.
I consider those thrillers in my head where it's like I can't do the sadistic like Saw. No way. No.
Yeah.
No
yeah. Like what? Shutter Island. So in. That sounds great. Like mind thriller.
Don't spoil that for me. I haven't.
Mind thriller. So in.
No, I haven't seen it.
Seven is an old classic with Brad Pitt.
Investigates serial killer.
I like those.
Sorry, Kevin Spacey, you're out.
Canceled.
Let's pull it back to the horror film spooky movie that we saw today. This is something that Kirsten Dunst starred in, that Steve Guttenberg starred in, and that's about all I know. But this was something that played on TV on Disney Channel. I remember it very well, and I remember it being good.
Yeah. No, I think they nailed the vibe. Like, if I could give this movie a compliment, the vibe was spooky.
It was an extended Goosebumps movie, or Goosebumps, but in the movie, like
I think it would have done better as a show.
It's like the obvious jump scares come in, light up the owl's eyes.
Correct. It's just CGI graphics, though. Exactly.
It's like that's a statue,
okay,
bro.
Now I want to ask our guest today to do to mock up a summary for me in about 5 sentences or less what this movie was. But I want you to do it like the in a world, or the guy that does like Steve Guttenberg is.
Okay. Steve Guttenberg's just a washed-up journalist. He's only got one problem. He has a weird fascination with his niece, and he's going to use this as an excuse to go check out a hotel for the next 4 days in hopes to unlock a mystery about some ghosts in an elevator.
You know, I want to poke holes in that. I can't.
Yeah, exactly.
It's really it's a weird guy that, I mean, what? He's a journalist.
Yes, and so he got kicked out of the news world for spreading some fake news.
Yeah, it was like a video.
Spread a false video in regards to, it was the mayor, and what was it called? The mayor, Mobster Mayor.
Mobster Mayor. The biggest story in L.A., not accounting for the Menendez brothers, O.J. Simpson.
Okay, chill.
It's true.
So this guy, first of all, we know he doesn't do his research.
Oh, I don't? Okay.
No, I was talking about Steve Guttenberg.
Oh, definitely not.
Goes viral for a week, or like old school viral for a week.
Yeah.
He ends up getting booted out of the Banner, which was the press that he worked for.
Yeah, like the New York Post.
So he's a washed-up journalist, and he was trying to make his name back in the world again.
And like, I guess his only option in the news world is to go to the creepy tabloids. Is that what they are?
Yeah, the Inquisitor. It's a Star Wars word, the Inquisitor.
Yeah. He's just a real piece of shit. So I don't know if there are any other people in this that are recognizable besides Kirsten Dunst and Guttenberg.
Absolutely. We've got Melora.
Guttenperv.
Please don't come after us, Steve Guttenberg. We've seen what you can do. So we've got the biggest one that, thank you, Brie, for helping me recognize this. Carolyn Crossan, or Claire Poulet, the ghost lady that he meets under Strange... That's Jan from The Office. That's Michael's boss from The Office. Nice. She's also in 17 again. She's in so many amazing comedy roles, and I had no idea until I squinted a little bit, because the 8-bit thing that we just watched.
Yeah, we did watch it in 480p.
That was honestly probably one of the scariest parts of the whole movie. Was the pixels that we got thrown at.
Yeah, the jump scare with the pixels.
Was it a rat? Was it a bat? Who knows?
Yeah, it was. Well, like we said earlier, you can't find this on any streaming service.
No.
So not even Amazon.
Disney's done a lot to try and sweep this under the rug, apparently.
Yes.
Yeah, and I can't find anything that's a good reason for why it doesn't exist. To me, it's something to do with
Steve Guttenberg's acting. I'm sorry. No.
His acting is so bad.
It is so weird.
Yeah.
I think the only reason to truly understand is watch it yourself, and you'll just be like,
yeah, it's overacting. He probably was told, "Hey, it's a TV movie.
Some extended smiles go a little too deep into your soul."
Yeah, dude, he was the creepiest part.
He was. There'd be it was just like he was trying to fill space and he couldn't sit still. He'd just throw up a hacky or the snow globe.
Yeah, he'd have eaten ice cream. The director was probably put something in that guy's hands because he doesn't know what the hell to
Everything
do.
was done on the first take.
Dude, he's making faces where I can't tell if he's laughing or crying, and it's not a choice.
He's probably high.
It's because I have no idea.
They realistically probably just took the remaining, I would say, $10,000 to $15,000 that they had left over from the ride, and then they said that that's their budget for the movie, and then that's what they made work.
That's probably. He knew it was a movie for a ride, and he's like, "Oh, I can phone this in, no problem."
And when I search for the budget, on Google, there's literally no not listed. And then in this interview, he just said small. He didn't even say like probably because So I mean, before we get into like also like these other strange things that we saw in this weird ass creation.
Yeah.
I do have some like facts about.
Let's hear them. The cold hard booty facts.
So I found this on Reddit, and it was just essentially an interview between someone who had a book report, and DJ McHale is the writer of this, and he is famous for Are You Afraid of the Dark? When Disney came to me about this, they said, make a story about this thing. They didn't want me to make it a story about a ride, obviously. They wanted me to make it a story about a true hotel. So, like, the ride exists, and Disney is essentially saying to him, as best you can, try to make a movie out of this ride, a family movie, do what you do, but as best as you can, emulate the ride. And he said, okay, fine.
Okay.
So that ride better have like a fucking 20-minute slow start before anything happens.
And it kind of does. Like,
you guys have been on it?
Nope.
I have. No, I have twice, and that movie was as grueling as standing in line for that ride.
Well, during the ride, you go in and they show you like the little bit of the trailer from the movie, kind of like the parts where they disappear and it kind of gives you the backstory.
So it's not actually the trailer for the movie. It is literally from the Twilight Zone.
Oh, that's right.
And there's literally on Wikipedia it says this movie is not in any affiliation with the Twilight Zone.
Yeah, that's right.
And I don't know why.
This did come from the Twilight Zone.
It did. That little clip of the girl and the people going into the elevator is like, this time on the Twilight Zone. It's like just that guy. Just like, you ladies and gentlemen are about to be blown out of your bits. Like, I have no idea.
Yeah.
Anyways,
okay.
So there's that.
So the ride was pretty cool.
No,
I mean, so you go up there and it's just a drop ride.
Okay.
Yeah, you go up at the hotel and then, but the cool thing is they open up the doors to see all over Disneyland, or World, and then it drops you like the second you get.
So
a
is
cool
it kind of
view.
similar to like the Superman where you sit in it and then
absolutely.
you raise up and then
but
you
you
shit
don't get to
yourself
see
on the way
the
down?
view until the very top.
Okay,
it opens up its doors
Interesting.
and you're like, oh, that's pretty. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So
Another thing.
yes, let's hear another cold hard booty fact. Brought to you by Cold Hard Booty.
So one of the cold hard booty. I'm gonna let you do that again.
Cold hard booty facts brought to you by Tylenol.
Cold hard. So this guy apparently is trying to like blame why the movie didn't do great.
The director.
Yeah, the writer.
Okay.
On the 1997 World Series.
Oh.
So the 1997 World Series was
That makes sense.
I know it makes so much sense now.
The Cubs.
It was between so Game 7 happened on October 26th, 1997.
Yeah.
It wasn't until 2 weeks before the premiere that I put two and two in together and I realized, oh my God, if the World Series goes to 7 games, it's going to be up against the Tower of Terror. Once the World Series started, I was rooting for anybody in 6, but it went from being one of the least watched World Series at that point to an extra inning. Nail-biter that topped all the ratings for the World Series, and the running time for that game played exactly to the time that the Tower of Terror ran on ABC.
Now, do you have any interesting facts in there?
Oh,
Just out of curiosity.
no, that's all I got.
Okay.
We can talk about it
Let's
now.
talk about our funny notes.
Yeah.
I know you guys were jotting down some stuff.
That's some good ones in here.
Yeah, this real scummy guy. What's his Buzzy
Crocker.
Buzzy Crocker.
Buzzy Crocker is
A stapler.
Dude, literally the first note that I have in here has an unusually close relationship with his niece. And so just for anyone that hasn't seen it, and again, I went 28 years of my life without seeing this, and I did not feel like I was missing out on much. But after tonight, I do feel a little bit more culturally inclined now. But
yes,
the biggest takeaway from this movie, if you were to go back and watch it now, is that there is just a clear, unnecessarily like weird relationship with his niece. I don't think the roles were ever really well defined.
Yeah, I think that it could have been fine with just a father and daughter.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, why add the uncle effect?
It was a very weird dynamic.
I agree. I think that
she lied to her mom and said she was trick-or-treating, stays at
his house. She's like on his couch while he's like sitting there like
suspect.
Kinda
she
sus.
got Durst.
Yeah.
Wait, what's her name? Dunst?
Yeah, what did you say when we were watching it? Get dunced.
No, she was in that dress at the end of the movie. I was like, ooh, looking dunsty.
Oh,
yeah. The scene where he dresses her up like in the pink dress and takes her to the hotel and is taking photos of her. And I was like,
that was so
like,
not
this is some
necessary.
Dan Schneider level shit right here. And we're just
P. Diddy.
P. Diddy Schneider Award?
Dude. But on top of just the creepy references, I do think that there was also a lot of good like musical references that we were catching up or picking up on. So you said that there was like a GoldenEye sound effect, which was pretty fun. There was the Nightmare on Elm Street reference, which since we're on the topic of Halloween and whatnot, that was a fun little cameo. Yeah. But the girl that was skipping the rope in the hotel. So they had a lot of really cool, I would say, homages to other references.
We heard like 3 chords from Jurassic Park. We all just like stopped and went, "That's Jurassic Park." They definitely scraped together a lot of this. And we haven't even talked about the bad guy, which is the old woman.
Oh,
which this movie terrified me and made me scared of old people. There's 2 movies that did that, Titanic and this one.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
But just a weird old lady that turns out to be, what's her name?
Abigail?
Abigail.
Yes. And
sister of
Schmabigail.
Sally Shine.
Sally Shine.
Sally Shine.
See, these notes are paying off over
Dude.
Yeah. Hey, I had them. I just had to scroll.
Okay, sure. I think I found my new host.
I knew it was coming. The writing's been on the wall.
But so the whole premise was that you're led one way by Abigail at the beginning of the movie, and obviously they're leading you to some sort of dramatic twist. But then she just progressively goes more fucking berserk throughout the whole thing, and she just loses her mind, and she starts laughing drastically. It's pretty over the top.
Buzzy Crocker, this great detective.
Is he?
Well, great journalist, whatever. Doesn't
he
do
sucked
any
at
background
photography.
check. Sucked at photography, but didn't background check this old lady. Right? His boss, his ex-boss / lover.
Right. What the fuck is
just
that?
Looks up her name and is like, "Oh, she's in a mental institution. Oh, she's got a
We just break into a room
full of
psycho notes.
Psycho notes that they're like, ugh. No, they got weirdly grossed out by her pictures in her trunk.
Again, they used one take for every scene, and they just genuinely went with it because everything just feels like they didn't have enough time to redo any of the scenes, so they're just like, fuck it, and we'll make it work. And
well, it was funny. We're like, oh, that girl almost like puked in that trunk, and then the guy comes.
He's like, not the notes,
crazy lady,
not the notes.
Mental institution.
He's like, I'll deny everything.
Yeah, and right away he's just like, I'm gonna lie about this.
I'm gonna deny everything.
I recognize the bigger guy who
the fat
owns
guy?
the hotel. The fat guy.
Oh,
maybe just don't recognize him.
Chris Q. Todd.
Q.
Yeah, Q.
Was it Q, not O?
Q was his name.
I'm sorry.
Q.
It's the same thing. I was just missing the little
tail.
So that's Michael McShane, and he is in Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. He's Dr. Swanson in Office Space.
Okay.
He is Tuck and Roll in A Bug's Life. That's incredible.
Nice.
He's the guy who's going, oh, hey,
the 2 little French.
Yeah.
Yes, the 2 little French centipede or roly balls.
Roly-poly-oly. Yeah, the scientific name, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah, so he had a good run.
He was really good in that too. I liked his comic relief and stuff like that. He ended up saving the day with the elevator. So we figure out that Abigail was the one that did the black magic because she was jealous of her sister.
Right.
Of course, the sisters make up at the end, and true love prevails.
Yeah, and then the power of love starts playing.
The power.
That's the power of love.
There you go. Yeah.
Okay. And then that was kind of like what I wanted to bring up was just that part, but also just like real last thing about Steve Guttenberg. I think Steve Guttenberg.
The way you say his name,
Steve Guttenberg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ew.
That's how I will
Okay,
always
go ahead.
say his
What
name.
What about Gutenberg?
Well, I think Steve Guttenberg is the weird uncle that no one had. You know how everyone's like, oh yeah, I have an uncle. That guy is weird.
Yeah.
This is the type of weird that like no one ever had an uncle like this. He is just like he's just Steve.
Remember when she was like not jumping to him?
Yeah.
And he's like, come on, jump. And she's like, no.
Yeah. No, it's Steve.
And I was like, no, you still owe my mom money.
Yeah. She falls into the shaft. No.
It definitely picked up there at the end. We started laughing and really poking fun at it.
Yeah.
It's definitely a movie if you're with friends and you're like looking to have a good time. Yes.
Yeah.
If you're just going through channels by yourself and you try and watch it and try and make the most out of it, you're gonna have a bad time.
Yeah. This could have been a drinking game, probably.
Yeah, I also stand by this statement. Like some movies, like you don't go see them in theaters, you don't watch them on TV, but you find them at like your local car wash. Maybe you find them like at the grocery store
that's been closed for 18 years.
Yes, Menards.
This is a Red Box or a gas station.
This
movie.
is and I quote, a car wash DVD.
Steve Guttenberg's personal home theater.
Absolutely. Steve watches this every Halloween because he's cursed like those people in the elevator.
The Guten Files.
Yeah.
This is the Guten Files. Where is Steve Guttenberg?
He's in Van Nuys.
Nobody's seen him since after this movie.
Yeah.
No. He was in. What else was he in?
Yeah,
Because he's some notable roles, right?
I think he just looks strange.
The face. I don't know.
Where the hell is he? Short Circuit. 3 Men and a Baby.
3 Men and a Baby. That's
Police Academy. Oh my God, that's the main. That's Mahoney. Holy shit.
How old is Steve Guttenberg?
He's old enough to party.
70?
He was born in
1958.
Holy shit! I think he just hit 70.
Yeah.
6.
Half decade on
Math.
Okay, cool. That's about it, right?
Yeah.
I think it was 3 Men and a Baby.
Miss Arizona. Yeah, that's it.
What a colorful group of actors just come together for a weirdly spooky TV movie.
It's entertaining.
It was entertaining.
It was entertaining.
Yeah,
Do I need to watch it again? Not for another 28 years.
No.
Bro, I thought oh man, what's her gosh darn name? Melora Hardin.
Yeah.
I thought she was great. Like she actually did sing that song, and she had a friend that wrote it. Was like a fun fact that no one cares about.
It was kind of hot. In that
Wait,
scene.
She was kind of hot.
that was
dude.
her voice, you said.
Yeah.
Well, and also, wasn't Chris Farley in this?
Oh yeah. He was the nanny on the elevator.
Trunchbull.
Yeah.
Was that Miss Trunchbull?
Dude, I
No,
thought
it
the same
wasn't. It
thing.
was
too.
stop.
Yeah,
Stop.
that would've been
Okay,
cool.
hey, let's get to scores, okay?
Yeah.
Your haunted booty score.
My haunted booty score, I think it flutters around, like the winds near those elevator shafts, and then it just plummets to like a. It was Steve. Steve's the reason my score is so low.
Okay, what is it?
4.3.
4.3.
Yeah.
Okay, what's your Austin haunted booty score?
Oh man, just for spooky season, and I feel like that as unbearable and insufferable as that was at times, it was fun just to watch that for the first time and have a true, genuine Disney movie checked off my list that has a lot of like background and like fun eccentric parts to it. So I'm gonna give it a 6.66 for Halloween season because I feel like it's just appropriate.
A
666.
A Disney movie that they won't even admit they
Correct. The forbidden Disney
sure.
movie.
You know what? Yeah, I think I'm going to be right there in the middle of you guys. You guys make it easy for me. I'm going to go with like a 4.5, honestly. I was like, honestly, I picked this movie, so I was a little nervous when it was not picking up. We weren't laughing at anything. We were more confused. And then,
Which made it fun.
Then Guttenberg came through and just overacted the whole thing.
It was like going to one of those weird museums that shouldn't exist, and you're just like, wow, they have a lot of stuff I didn't need to see.
Yeah, and
Like
I've driven by this building actually in
Yeah?
LA a couple times, and it's weird.
Yeah.
Like knowing this movie and also just seeing that building
I
first.
feel like I've earned the rite of passage to actually go on the ride now and enjoy
Yeah.
it. I feel like now I can actually, you know what I mean? It's
We
just
should
like
make a road trip.
not the other
Does
way
it still
around.
Exist? Does it still exist? It does? Okay.
Really?
In
It's
Florida?
only a natural way to end it. Like
Florida.
that'd be a funny ass way
Dude,
to end
we
this
should.
video. It's just all of us
Let's
just dropping
hop
down.
on a flight right now.
Casual.
Now, we do want to end the show in a special way. You are actually one of our first in the PatCave guests to be on here. So we chipped in and got you a little spooky season gift. Oh, shit. Okay? Now, remember, guys, nationally ranked Yu-Gi-Oh player. This guy is
This guy is the heart of the
he
cards.
is Yu-Gi-Oh. Austin Bear with Barely Yu-Gi-Oh. Thank you for joining us. We've got you something here.
Oh, holy shit.
Yeah. It's sizable.
It is.
It can
sizable.
cast spells.
I hope you have a place to put it in your room because
Absolutely.
I know it's tight with all those Yu-Gi-Oh cards you got. But I saw this at Mega Replay and just have been wanting to buy it for you for a while.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Holy shit.
Yes. So
Oh my God.
every time you look at it, you'll think about the PatCave and subscribing, liking, sharing. Last thoughts about anything. Plug your channel. Talk about the movie. Anything you want.
Well, I mean, obviously I have to start off by saying this is flipping amazing. Thank you guys. This has been awesome to be on the channel.
Dude,
and
thank you.
I've been wanting to do this for a minute, so I'm glad that we finally got to coordinate, make it happen.
Yeah.
Obviously, again, Barely Yu-Gi-Oh! If you guys are fans of Yu-Gi-Oh! Or just want that like nostalgia feel that you've been missing out on, that's all my channel is, and it's a really cool community.
Yu-Gi-Oh is way cooler than 1997's The Tower of Terror.
It's
yeah.
definitely
I'll
yes.
agree.
And so again, I'm very passionate about it. But again, in terms of just the horror movie and getting back onto the spooky season, the movie was a blast. Again, if you haven't seen it, you definitely need to check it off your list. It's probably going to have to be found on YouTube. I don't think it's that easy to find on streaming services.
Yeah.
Yes.
There we go.
Yes.
Well, that was the PatCave. Excellent. Cheers, boys.
Cheers,
Cheers.
guys.
Cheers.
Good shit, guys. What the fuck, dude? Seriously, this is wild. This is so cool.
I'm never getting on an elevator ever again.
No, I'm taking the stairs.
Yeah.